No.
Okay. I think it's great. Like, I think maybe the first or second time I was here, David asked, like, "Are you happy? Are you happy? Are you happy?" And he's going around the room, and everyone's like, "Yes, yes, yes," monotone. And it kind of got me thinking, and it reminded me of something that I was obsessed with when I was, I guess, new graduate, so early 20s to late 20s. I was obsessed with the idea of what is real happiness, and Martin Seligman wrote a book called Authentic Happiness, and his whole thesis was a lot of people go to therapists because they're a complete mess, and they want to go from a complete mess to normal. He's like, what about all these normal people that want to go from normal to exceptional? And I'm not going to regurgitate the book now. There's a lot of ideas in there, and there's a lot of great things in there, but I'm going to talk about it from my own personal studies and kind of the way that I came to it. So I'm a huge believer in studying exceptional people, seeing what they do, and trying to duplicate it. So one of my from England. So one of my personal heroes is Richard Branson. He's an awesome guy. But if you look at his accomplishments, like what a lot of people look at, he started in the music business. He was young, making all this money, being kind of a young celebrity, and then he went to the trains, the airlines, the Virgin money, Virgin phones. Like he went industry to industry to industry. So no amount of success is satiating his life purpose, I guess. Then Elon Musk, he's incredible, right? Has PayPal, he's doing well. He goes to Tesla, pretty much puts everything he has. His friends are paying his rent. He's so broke. He's fully invested. Finally, he gets through that. The companies take off, and then he's trying to do SpaceX to go to Mars. Going to Mars isn't enough for this guy. Now he's trying to do the underground boring in LA. Like he's just never happy, right? He's doing all these incredible things, but if you listen to him and you talk to him, he doesn't seem like a very happy guy. And especially, I think he's got some weird personal history where he married, had a couple of kids, and they got divorced, and they remarried, got divorced, remarried like 2 or 3 times. So he's obviously got some issues, right? He doesn't seem like a very happy guy. And then I remember growing up, the same thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger was a big hero of mine. I love, recently he had the scandal. Let's put the scandal away. But he was, for me, he's an incredible guy because he came here with nothing. So he was the immigrant mentality, which I also have. I love that mentality. We never rested on your laurels. He was, a lot of people don't know this, but before he ever made any money in movies, when he was a bodybuilding champion, he was a multimillionaire from investing in some California, I think Santa Barbara real estate in California. So he made his first million through real estate. Then he obviously was a great actor, entertaining actor, made a lot of money in movies, and then he parlayed into his fourth career, I guess, in politics. So he's a very interesting guy because he's never satisfied with any one of those 4 careers. He could have stopped. He could have been like, yeah, I'm a young millionaire, bodybuilding champion, whatever, great movie star. He never had to do anything else. And the one thing he said in his biography was, I have a whole rows and rows of photo albums, all the great people I've met, the adventures I took, the movies I made, the movie sets, this and that. He said, I never ever look at them. I never ever look past. I'm always looking what's new, what's forward. And I think that's the thing. They're 3 very, very successful people, successful on paper. Are they happy? Well, yes and no. Richard Branson's probably happy, not because of business. He just seems like he has a great attitude on life. But that's the thing. I think we always have that thing in our head where we say, okay, and I do this myself. If I could just get past the next 2 weeks and I can get past this event that's stressing me out, or if I can get that, I'm trying to close on a condo, I'm going to close next week, okay, then I can move and I'll be done with the stress of moving. And you're always looking ahead. So all these external things that we think are going to bring us happiness, it's not it at all. And so, was it George Washington? No, Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin said, you're only as happy as you make your mind up to be. And I think that is the key to happiness. It's not what we're striving for, what we're searching for, what we think we want, what we think will bring us happiness. But it's deciding to change our whole paradigm mind shift and just being happy. And honestly, some of the smallest things, like Tim mentioned meditation, taking a few breaths, that was great. But someone's like just sitting down and having a sip of coffee and actually just enjoying that sip, enjoying like the tiny little things. Me, my phone doesn't stop ringing 7 days a week. Me leaving my phone behind, taking my 2 dogs to the park and just being present. And I think that changing that mindset, and I'll just leave you with a great story that really, for me, this proved it. I remember Ken and I know each other from our boxing days, and I had some professional MMA fights, and I remember one of them. There I was, I got the Vaseline, I'm checking with the doctor, my opponent's in the cage, and he's walking around, and I remember looking at this guy, and he's, you know, very athletic, tattooed up, looking mean, menacing, he's got his gloves on. And I remember looking at him thinking, man, I haven't got any problem with this guy. I don't even know this guy. Why do I want to fight this guy? And I had the most incredible anxiety. And I was like, I don't even want to be here. This is terrible. I got through it. I remember when it was my last fight, I was like, that's it. This is going to be my last one. I'm going to announce when I'm done, when I'm at the end of it. And I remember just thinking, this is it. Like when I'm an 80-year-old man with my grandkids at my feet, hopefully, if everything goes well, I'm going to look back on these times and I really want to enjoy it. So I remember every single thing about that. I remember it like it was 10 minutes ago. I remember they played the song. My coach said, let's go. I said, guys, give me a second. And I was just breathing it in. And I was just really in the moment experiencing it. Thankfully, the fight went well and I could end on a high note. But the point was, two almost identical things, right? I had to face fears and I had to overcome personal challenges and get in there and do it. One, I just remember this crushing anxiety that took every ounce of my backbone not to just run away and go home, hide under my covers. And the other one, in a weird roundabout way, I actually really enjoyed, and it was the same experience. And that's just for me a very personal story, but it just sums up the difference between stop thinking about these external stimuli that's going to give us happiness and change your internal mindset to just find happiness where you want to find it. So, thank you guys.
Thank you.